Okay, hope everyone's doing well today. This is just a quick unboxing of a bunch of import games I picked up from Vinnk over at Japan Retro Direct. He's got a great website full of affordable retro games from Japan. Carries everything all the way from back in Famicom up to Neo Geo. Let's take a look what I got. This is a bonus disc for the Kiseki series, namely Trails in the Sky first chapter, Trails in the Sky second chapter, and Trails in the Sky the third. This is for PSP. And I'm not really sure what's on it, but it was only a couple bucks, and I'm a big fan of the Trails series. So I thought this would be a cool item to get for a PSP. I'll fire it up later on. PSP games are all region free. Let's see what else is in here. Oh, this is ST Gundam over Galaxian for PlayStation 1. And this is basically a Gundam skin, SD Gundam skinned version of Galaxian. So it plays like a retro arcade game, but with new updated graphics of Gundams. So I thought this was really cool to pick up. Again, speaks to my sensibilities. I'm a big Gundam fan, always have been. And when I saw the description, basically it was just a retro arcade game with the Gundam skin. I couldn't say no. And oh gosh, this is a Game Gear game, action platformer. This character's name is slipping my brain at the minute. Sorry, old man brain. I can't remember everything all the time right when I want to. It'll probably come in something with a D, isn't it? No, I don't know. But this looked like a fun game. I'm always looking for cool Sega Game Gear games, even though it's loose. Whatever. It's a game that wasn't released in the US, so I thought I'd pick it up. All right. Famicom, Juju, something. In other words, this is Toki for the Famicom, or Toki for the Nintendo Entertainment System. This is Japanese version. Picked again, another game I don't have in my collection, and Famicom cartridges are kind of fun to collect. There's my AV Famicom right there. But this is a fun game. Played on NES way back in the day. I remember renting it, but I saw that Vinnk had the Famicom cart, so I had to pick it up. All right, now we get into the box stuff. And you can already see a couple, but sorry, doing this one-handed. And first up is a complete in-box copy of Final Fantasy VI, or as we know it as Final Fantasy III. I picked this up because, yeah, it's super common in Japan, but I used to have my own childhood complete in-box copy of Final Fantasy III, but I ended up selling it to a friend in the summer of 2020 when I thought prices were crazy and they wouldn't get any higher, and he was looking for games, so I sold it to him. That's a whole nother story though, but I thought I'd pick this up. You know, I'm not too beat up about not having my childhood copy anymore. It had been sitting on the shelf for years, and, you know, I sent it off to someone else who could appreciate it. But long story short, he didn't get to quite appreciate it. Stuff happened, but it's okay. We got that all sorted out. But here's a new copy for me to have, complete in box. Fun. And the famous Chrono Trigger. This is another one that I let go of my childhood copy in the summer of 2020, complete in box. It was a minty box. I always kept myself clean. I remember buying this day one in the US release in '95. People were waiting for PlayStation and stuff, and I was like, no, I'm gonna wait for N64. In the meantime, I'll get some Super Nintendo games. But here's a nice complete in box Japanese one. Again, super common, but now I have a nice complete in box, again, version of my collection. Just a nice memento to have. You know, Japanese on the cartridge, but I might look into patching my Japanese Super Famicom cart in here with the English version. All right, let's get that out of the way. What else we get in here? Stuck. Looks like some tape's holding it down. Oh, a Shin-Chan game for Super Famicom. I recently got exposed to this Shin-Chan series because they translated a Shin-Chan Summer Adventure game to the US recently on Steam and Switch. And I thought it was a fun game, but this is an action platformer for Super Famicom. A lot of Japanese text, but whatever, I can look up a guide. This was pretty affordable, so I picked this up too. And last but not least, let's see if I can get these out. Yeah. We have a couple complete box N64 games. First up is the infamous N64 launch title. This is Super Mario 64. I have a used US copy, but Vinnk had this complete in box Japanese copy online, so I couldn't resist to that. I picked it up. It was a good price. I also already picked up from him the Shindo Super Mario 64, which is the re-release in Japan that had Rumble Pack functionality added, but I thought it'd be cool to get this one in my collection. Complete in box original version, and as some of you probably know, the original version and the Shindo version have some differences. The original version is just the 1.0 of the ROM. The Shindo version is the updated patch version with some exploits taken out, Rumble Pack, and a couple different voiceovers. All right, put that aside. And last but not least is, kind of opened a little bit. This is what we know as Power Pro Baseball in the United States, but this is the N64 version. Looks like it's Power Pro number 5 by Konami. Power Pro Baseball, I think we only got one version in the US, and that is on the Wii and the PlayStation 2. But this is just a fun Super Form baseball game. It's got some stats and management type situations, but it's a good game. This was cheap. I'm always on the lookout for a complete in box N64 Japanese imports. I know a lot of people like to dump on the N64, but like I said earlier, I waited it out. I skipped the PlayStation, I skipped the Saturn back in the day. I bought an N64, I loved it. I didn't love the drought of games that you would get, but it was what it was. Ended up not getting a PlayStation until spring '97, when a friend of mine in high school said, "Oh, my PlayStation broke. My dad bought me a new one over the weekend." And I was like, "What'd you do? Throw the PlayStation?" Whoa, whoops. And he said that he kept his old PlayStation. I said, "Can I have it?" He said it didn't work. I took it home. Basically, what was going on with that old one was you had to turn it on its side for it to read discs, or upside down. I bought a new power cord. Played great for like a year. Played Final Fantasy on it. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. So here's Japanese Mario 64. It came with these nice plastic trays. Japan kept doing that for all their games. Famicom, Super Famicom, N64. We didn't get that in the US. We just got crappy cardboard. I mean, that's a cardboard box too, but they got these nice sturdy plastic trays. Helps the cardboard maintain its shape. The manual. But one thing about the Japanese games that we don't get is they came with these cool instruction cards a lot of time for the Japanese N64 games. Just like a quick reference guide of the controls. A couple of hints and tips, different ways to how to use a C camera, Mario's moves, and then detail how to do every single move. That's why I like these N64 games, just because these Japanese imported N64 games, because of cool little details like this that we didn't get in Japan. All right, so again, I order all these from Vinnk. At the store, Japan Retro Direct. Vinnk is a US expatriate who lives in Japan now. He has a family over there and a career, and he buys games from local Japanese stores and sells them for very affordable prices on the site, making a nice profit for himself, but not too bad. It's not in the territory of a lot of foreigners in Japan where, you know, they're flipping games for 3-4 times the prices. Vink's charging a small markup, you pay for shipping, and it really is a service to fans of gaming, because if you're a collector or you play games at Retro Games Doll, you know that US prices have gone out of control over the last, 36 months? Anyways, ever since mid-2020, during the pandemic, people started getting their checks, their stimulus checks, and prices just went bonkers, up through the roof. But they never went back down. I thought they would, but no. People are still collecting games and buying seal games and a whole water craze. That's a whole other thing. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll post a link to Vink's site in the description. Hope you guys all have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.